it is Whitlow. And they're going to give it off to Shivers. Shivers slipped a little. Oh, and Shivers is in. Took somebody's helmet with him. Touchdown, Auburn. There's a Gus Malzahn called play.
Absolutely. Shivers on the jet sweep, and he hit the retro jets on that one, didn't he? McKinney comes up, one of the best tacklers we have in this conference, and the smallest Shivers puts the Jets on. Whitlow, Wildcat, boom. There it is.
And the touchdown to cap it from Pylon Cam. We have seen it all, and we've still got 8 minutes to go.
Your face. You here trying to hide your face. Don't look at me like that, Dallas. Don't look at me like that. Oh, pissed me off.
Well, welcome back, everybody.
It's not even recorded. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
it
it
is.
is. I see the red thing. You can
We had a great week of football this week. And a lot of news to cover as well. And it's conference championship week. But before we get into all that, we want to talk about breaking news. Lane Kiffin has been linked to Ole Miss. And what does nothing have to say about Lane Kiffin before we get into anything else?
pushing it. But anyway, Lane Kiffin going to Ole Miss. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I could see him going to Arkansas, but Lane going to Ole Miss is just kind of weird.
Coming from the guy. I'll get into that
It's
later.
kind of weird, but who knows? He might be a good fit.
They should have kept Matt Luke though. I think he was a good coach.
Oh yeah, I thought next year that Ole Miss and Matt Luke was, and Rich Rod, and they had something brewing there, and then they just messed it all up by firing Matt Luke.
Yeah, it was sad because they fired him when he was on the recruit visit, and he was at the kid's house. So that was sad for him to get fired.
Man.
At
And all
the
the
kid's house.
players stormed out of the meeting, and they didn't like it, and a lot of players were leaving.
Yeah, they didn't like it. Which, if I was a player for Ole Miss, I probably wouldn't like it either because, Ole Miss was, I would say, trending in the right direction. I felt like if they would have gave him like 2 or 3 more years to get his recruits in there, he could have been what Ed Orgeron is with LSU.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
And of course, we had the Iron Bowl, which Gus pulled a rabbit out of his hat like he does every Iron Bowl that we play at home. So, what are your thoughts about the Iron Bowl? Because everybody already knows my thoughts.
Go ahead, Dallas. You
They
won.
know I'm an avid
Auburn
Auburn fan. So, best coach game by Gus Malzahn this year, I think.
In about 5 decades.
Oh, yeah. Years. My cousin said in years. Bo Nix played a good game. I was scared to death for him. But he proved me. He proved me wrong because I thought he was going to throw like 6 picks and have like 4 fumbles. And the defense scored some touchdowns, that was good to see. Man, Gus, just being Gus, I guess.
Yeah, at the end of the year. Man, Auburn fans, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you guys just.
They could agree with you.
Like,
Because I've talked to the majority of the Auburn fans, and half of them they just kind of just blocked it all out of their mind. They don't care. We beat Alabama, but some of them, they wish we could have played like that all year long, really. I do too, but hey, that's just sometimes how football is played, I guess. They can't get up for a LSU or a Georgia. They can get up for Alabama.
Which is sad to me.
It's just certain teams are like that.
I mean,
Just like South Carolina got up for Georgia and they ain't get up no more. so, anyway, moving on. The Tua had a press conference. He didn't really say much, but
I got some breaking news about Tua. He's coming back. He's coming back. I just got a
do
feeling
you think he
he's
should, or do you think he should go to the NFL?
He should go to the NFL. I mean, there's no reason for him to come back.
I think so
opinion.
too. 'Cause
If he comes back, it's like, okay, you're coming back to redeem, really to redeem yourself and try to win Alabama a national championship before you leave. So, I mean, if I'm him, I'm going to get the money. I'm not finna leave $15 million on the table. I mean, and you can take your time and heal. $15 million are going to class.
If he comes back, he'd mess himself up because people are going to be coming hard, hitting hard, and everything.
So there's no point for him, in my opinion, to come back.
And then, next topic is question: what do you think Bo Nix's game of the year was? His best game by far. Was it the Iron Bowl? Was it Oregon?
His best
A&M,
game,
Georgia?
I don't think he's played his best game yet.
So there's more to come.
There's more to come.
Stay tuned.
I gotta see more. I gotta see more out of Bo. I don't
Yep.
think he's played his best game.
Yeah, he's trending upward after the Iron Bowl. He played a better game, I think. But I think you're right. Yeah.
Like, I still gotta see more. The jury's still out on Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what this guy said. Auburn fans. This guy was at my house.
What I said.
It said Good should give up play calling to Rich Rodriguez.
Hey, the
Auburn fans,
John
if
Rice-
you're watching this show, get him get him. He said.
I'm just saying, like it would take some of the pressure off Gus, and then maybe he could. I don't know.
Why do you sound like?
Paul Palmer.
Why in the world would Gus give up play calling when he just won the Iron Bowl to Rich Rodriguez?
I'm not saying just Rich Rod.
Okay, so who?
Kenny Dillingham. At the beginning of the year, you said I think Kenny Dillingham should call the plays.
And I told you Bo Nix is gonna be the star quarterback. No, Gatewood.
Well, breaking news, he's at Kentucky, so.
I mean, that Kentucky Army.
Dante has been batting 1,000 when it comes to picking Auburn quarterbacks. Cause he told me Sean White was going to be quarterback. He told me Jarrett Stidham was going to be quarterback. He told me.
I knew he was going to be the quarterback of Auburn. I know. I
told
know.
me Jeremy Johnson was going to be quarterback one
year. I can pick those Auburn quarterbacks. Listen to me. I told him, listen to me on this one.
So, since Auburn or Alabama isn't going to the playoff, where do you think Alabama will end up?
That a bowl game?
Capital One, Orange, Citrus.
To me, it really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I feel like if we're not playing for a national championship, it's a failure. Like it's a disappointing season.
That's where it's different.
That's where it starts.
For Auburn and Alabama fans, because
Auburn needs to start thinking like that.
Auburn fans
ain't thinking like that.
If we win if we go to a New Year's Six bowl, that's pretty good for Auburn because we don't.
Okay, so
we don't play for national championships every year. So that's not really the standard right now. Like, yes, it can be the standard, but Gus hasn't put forth the standard. Like, he hasn't shown us, like...
But Gus is a championship winning. Good. So you're saying...
No, he can win championships.
So if
this is what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't showed the Auburn fans year in and year out, like, Saban. I'm not comparing him to Saban, but year in and year out, like, we can do this every year. We can go to the national championship.
So why is he still the coach then if the priority is not to win national championship at Auburn? Why is he still the head coach? Because he's beaten Alabama 3 years out of... That's the only reason why. You just said that we're not playing... You practically just said, hey, Auburn, we're not playing for national championships. We're just playing to go to the bowl game. To me, that's what I'm saying right there. When are you going to be playing for national championships?
I'm just telling you that's what Auburn sees.
So okay, go find a coach that's a national championship winning coach then. That's the next step. When are Auburn fans going to turn the page? Okay, let's win a championship.
Well, you know, I've been saying that for years, but it's just tough when you got Alabama right next door, getting all the recruits, getting all the press coverage. You know, it's just win the big games. Just win. And people are right. Auburn could be a top 4 team this year.
Could be in the discussion. I'm gonna tell you what I told Dallas. For all the Auburn fans, the Iron Bowl did not define Auburn's season. Go back to the Georgia game. That did it.
If Auburn plays in the Peach Bowl or the Cotton Bowl or wherever, if they play in the Peach Bowl, I'm going.
That's breaking news right here on this show.
I will stream the show live from Atlanta, but if they win a bowl game, guess that his job's secure for this year. Next year, I think Auburn will be pretty good next year.
Are we talking about next year already? I mean, look.
First, we got to talk about these coaching changes.
Look, if we're talking next year about Auburn, like there's going to be concerns for me about Auburn next year, and I will discuss that when we start previewing our SEC preview.
A too early ranking show.
Yeah,
but we got. Like, we already addressed these coaching changes, but I'm just going to throw in this. Who would you like to see coach Missouri, Arkansas, or Ole Miss?
I mean, Lane Kiffin, like, there's no evidence that Lane Kiffin's going to do well. And plus it's like, to me, why would you pick a coach? He's desperate. That's what it is. He wants a big-time job.
It's like Will Muschamp.
He's desperate. Like, Will Muschamp is, like...
He can win games at Florida, but he didn't win enough.
Yeah, he just didn't win enough at Florida. I agree with you there. He didn't win enough there. But okay, if Lane Kiffin's sitting right here, how many years are you going to give Lane Kiffin to turn around Ole Miss? You can't fire him.
Somebody told me, like,
if
Lane goes to Ole Miss, they'll be good in 5 years. Or if he goes to Arkansas, they'll be good in 5 years. But will they trust him enough to give him 5 years?
Exactly. That's the point.
And in Missouri also. If Missouri comes in the conversation,
we
want Lane Kiffin.
So all of these coaches, they're taking jobs to where your job is really not safe. Your job is really not safe.
Job is online every year.
Yeah,
when you're at Auburn, when you coach at Auburn,
that's totally different. Like if you go to a bowl game and all these coaching changes, you're celebrated. That's why I think Gus should leave. Like, why be under scrutiny every year?
He's gonna be gone. I think he's gonna do at least 2 more years, or by the end of next year he'll leave. If Auburn goes to the playoff and they do well, he'll probably get out of there. Or
the time is down to get out of there.
Or they'll come with more money and he'll be there before I'm
I mean, so
80.
so I'm gonna tell you
He'll probably
this:
leave
you gave
80.
you gave Tommy Tubman what 10 years? You might as well give
He
Gus
had a
10
lot.
years.
See, Tommy had a lifetime contract.
Well, okay, give Gus a lifetime contract.
He's basically got one. He's got 7 years.
So
He
give
just
him.
needs 3 more to get basically a quote unquote. That's a lifetime in coaching, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And Nick Saban's been there for.
Calipari's got one for Kentucky. He's got a lifetime contract.
And Bobby Petrino had one when he was at Arkansas. That's why he couldn't go to any other SEC school.
Yeah.
So Gus gets one, and he doesn't do good. He's only in year 3 of his new extension.
But you just got through right here saying that we don't play for national championships down here in Auburn.
I'm not saying that they don't have the motivation to. We just don't. There's something that happens every year that messes it up for Auburn. If you go back to Tommy Tuberville, Gene
Chisholm won a national
Gene
championship.
Chisholm won one, but then he got fired. That's Jay Jacobs' fault.
I remember that thread that year. We hadn't even going to talk about that.
Because when you don't go, that's the first time in school history Auburn didn't go to a bowl game. And that's when they said, Gus, come in here and make a bowl game, beat Alabama. We don't care. But anyway. So, you didn't even pick who you wanted at Arkansas, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, I want to see.
I want to see.
I would have loved to see Mike Knoll, probably.
At Ole Miss.
Yeah. And I think Bill Clark.
At Arkansas.
Yeah.
Missouri. Who's at Missouri?
And Butch Jones, man. Give Butch Jones another shot at
Yeah,
being head coach.
he offered to go for Arkansas, but then Lane Kiffin got thrown in the mix. But
I think everybody's overlooking Butch Jones. I think Butch Jones was a really good coach. And when he was at Tennessee, it's like they just ran him out of town.
they did pretty good.
Like they ran him out of town.
See, that's the same thing. Like Butch had the same thing like Gus. When Butch was at Tennessee, they went 8-5 every year.
Yeah, but only thing Butch Jones really couldn't do was beat Alabama.
And see,
And
Gus,
he beat Georgia one year.
Gus is
in
proven-
Georgia
Gus
on a
is-
Hail Mary.
Gus has proven that he can do that, so that's why they're keeping him around. Tommy Tuberville,
So I think
Tommy Tuberville never beat Nick Saban.
But if I'm Nick Saban, Butch Jones will be elevated to some defense, something linebacker coach or something. I don't want him standing on the sideline with a sheet of paper doing administrative work. I need him coaching football, not doing administrative work.
So tomorrow we got the SEC championship game.
Big time players making big time plays. That what football.
Ed Orgeron said he waited his whole life for this moment. He said this all year long, really, but he said it again. Do you think Fromm outduels Burrow, or do you think Burrow just does it all?
Both quarterbacks, I'm stretching them off. It's gonna be about the others.
Defense, offense.
The others. The non-superstars making plays.
Like
It's gonna be about the others.
I think Edward DeClaire is gonna have a big game for LSU, running back. I like him.
Yeah, but can he run on that Georgia's front line though? That's the question.
And then you got Swift.
And you know when he get going, it's money time, and Auburn don't want to see this.
But yeah,
You know what? I'm picking Georgia. I'm gonna take Georgia. I think Georgia is so close to winning one of these Kirby, if he doesn't make a dumb decision going for a fake punt in last year's SEC championship game, they could be champions. But Georgia has been in this thing, 3 years in a row now, 2 years in a row, and so it's Georgia's time now. It's just Georgia's time to win.
That's what I thought when I saw how Georgia played against Auburn. I just knew that because Auburn came all the way back and could have won that game, but Georgia still held on and won. Then they beat A&M, and I just felt like they were going to go to national championship.
And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you what Kirby Smart is doing. Kirby Smart is telling his football team, this is just not just a game. This is personal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is a personal battle. Like, hey, they beat us in 2018.
The motto for the SEC is it just means more.
It's personal with these two teams, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. I know Kirby's got something dialed up for Burrow that he's not seen. Like, he's not seen a defense like this. Like, a defense that can actually match up. Like, they can match up with these receivers very well. So it's like, you know.
So you got number 1 ranked defense and number 1 ranked offense.
It's going to be a slobber knocker of a football.
So what's the score?
A close one. I'm picking 17-14 Georgia. Nobody's hit 20 point mark. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It's going to be like 35-28 Georgia.
A Pac-12 game, that's what you're saying?
It could be. If
So you really think LSU can put up on that defense 28 points? They ain't gave up 28 points. Dallas.
With the special teams and with Edwards, Eclair, and Burrow, if they get the quarterback run.
I know we're both picking Georgia. But I'm saying is this. They can goose egg LSU. Georgia's defense is that good, bro. They ain't gave up. They don't give up points. LSU's got to earn points. They don't just give up points now. What if they goose egg LSU and keep them at 0? And they win 17-0.
Then Georgia's going to win that championship.
Because they can do it, Dallas. They can do it. They have the potential to goose egg LSU. Keep them scoreless. Can LSU play from behind? Can they play from behind? Can they play from a 2-touchdown deficit? That's the question.
They did it before against Florida.
Yeah, that's Florida. That's Florida.
Florida had a pretty good defense.
Yeah, but they ain't seen a defense like this since Florida. And I ain't even counting the Alabama game.
Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn just couldn't score. Auburn had chances to win the football game, but, Auburn just can't score.
I feel like it's gonna be a good game, like 35-28.
17-14 Georgia. Nobody's getting over. The first one to 17 leads.
I heard people say 31-24, 24-20, 38.
That's what I'm saying. Both defenses are good.
38.
This is gonna be a defensive game. That's what I'm saying. 17-14 Georgia. Nobody's getting over twins. First one to 17 wins.
And we'll have to see what happens on Saturday, who gets in the playoff, and where. If everyone loses tomorrow or tonight, Oregon and Utah, then Alabama and Auburn will be sitting in the playoffs. So stay tuned and watch what unfolds. And our last show will be Sunday. It'll be committee selection time. Then we'll transition to March Madness, where we talk about the bowl. We'll talk about the bowl games. We'll talk about national championship. Then we'll talk about basketball, Super Bowl.
Yeah, season 2 will be coming.
NBA, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, 10 episodes. So they're only gonna get 10 episodes in season 2.
We only got 10 this time.
Yeah.
So, alright, well, y'all have a good night, and thanks for watching. And War Eagle.
He pushing it. He is
So-
pushing it.
And go LSU.
Oh, Lord.